You're such an asshole.
Asshole Consultant, how you kids doing? A young man writes, I will not mention his name because we obviously want to keep people anonymous. He has an interesting name, very unique name. Hello again, Aaron. I just remember I'm supposed to send these emails through your website, so I thought I'd send it to you again in case your email filter deletes my original email. I hope this isn't too long. The advice you gave me on the medical school video was very informative. I decided to follow your advice. I shadowed a general practitioner in a care home, and I came to the realization that medicine isn't for me. I'm coming back for more advice on a different topic. Outstanding! You avoided med school and a world of hurt, not to mention however much money you would have spent on it. I've got a part-time job as a software developer at my university, and I've also gotten an internship for next summer with a software company. Unfortunately, the UK doesn't pay much to software developers with peak salary at around 60,000 Great British pounds, which is, hang on, usually it's a 2 to 1, but let's take a look. What's the pound? GBP to USD. Oh, it's that low. Oh, that isn't. Oh, that's come down a bit. So that's about 85 grand a year, which is a handsome wage. Outside or London, it's about 90 Great British pounds, so 125,000. In London, what do I need to get a job as a software engineer in the U.S.? I don't have U.S. citizenship. I've spoken to a couple people about this, and the suggestion was to get into the U.S. with an F1 visa or an L1 visa. The F1 is an educational visa. His idea was that I'd do a master's degree in computer science at an American graduate school. Then I'd get a job as a software engineer via OPT, optional practical training, with the 2-year STEM extension. That would give me 3 shots at getting an H-1B visa. He said the second, cheaper but harder option is to get a job at a company within the UK who has offices in the US, for example, the Big Four, the tech Big Four. Okay, I see, not the accounting Big Four. Investment bank, unicorn startups, Yelp, Spotify, Uber. I'd worked in a London office for a year, and I'd hope to get transferred to one of their American offices via the L1 visa. How would you do this? Video response, price, please. Kind regards. I'll keep your name anonymous. I kind of want to know why I said, well, help me out here. That's a very handsome wage you're getting paid in the United Kingdom, and it wouldn't be much more over here in the U.S. Matter of fact, if you were to work for Facebook, you'd end up in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, or Seattle, or some other high-cost town where the 120,000 U.S. wouldn't go very far. Is there a particular reason you want to get to the U.S. versus the United Kingdom, aside from maybe wanting to see the sun? They're both stable first-world places. And he said, it's mainly for the higher earning potential. That 120K figure is just the entry-level salary. A staff software engineer at Google's Silicon Valley campus would earn $250,000 total. With that yearly salary, I'd have FU money, or Fat Fire as it's called on Reddit, in my early 40s. Kind regards. All right. Here's what I would do. You only have so many bullets in your gun to go the visa route. What I would do is, while you're in the United Kingdom, I'd be working at one of those companies that has a U.S. presence. Because it doesn't preclude you from going the visa route. All right? That you can do, quote, for free. You're still making money. You're in the United Kingdom. You're making a good wage. I know you think it's going to be better here in the United States, but it is very expensive to live in Silicon Valley and Seattle and all that. And I don't know if you'd like to. I mean, it is a rank leftist, traffic congested shithole, both Seattle and San Francisco. So that's if you went with the big tech 4. I think there's a little bit, it doesn't cost you anything in terms of getting a job in the United Kingdom with a U.S. company. And the other thing I like about that is you're not going to be then pigeonholed going to these socialist, leftist, traffic jam shitholes of San Francisco and Seattle. Go to other traffic jam shitholes. But no, if you ended up working, say, insurance, you might end up in, Connecticut or New Jersey or Pennsylvania or Delaware, I think is big. You work for British Petroleum, well, you might end up in Texas. I think, and you got to work anyway. You got to work anyway while you're in the United Kingdom. You might as well go work for a U.S. company and see if you can get promoted or take a job application to the United States. So that's what I would do in the meantime. This does not then preclude you from going the visa route where you get, what is it, the school visa, so you got your master's degree, and then you get your shot at the H-1B visa. What I would do, because it's going to benefit you over your career regardless, go work at a U.S. company in the United Kingdom. Get your resume built up. Get the skills that you need. I mean, you become the indispensable IT guy or programmer or developer or whatever, software developer, that's what you want to do. Whatever it is that's in demand, you master that shit. Okay, that's what I would be doing. So make your money, get a job, U.S. company in the United Kingdom, do the best you can, master everything you possibly can that would help you get a job overseas so that you're at that company for 2 to 3 years. You build up some money, save a little bit of cash. You're going to need it if you attend grad school in the United States. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg, by the way, for it too. And then you go, you apply under the student visa, and then you get your 3 shots and an H-1B. But I would exhaust your working in the United Kingdom option first, simply because you're going to have to work and build up your resume. Anyway, it's good to have the money, and you may not even have, you really don't want to go to school again. You really don't. And if you can avoid that, that'd be great. And that saves you 2 years of your time and money right there. A lot of money, what they charge out of state. So you might as, and you got to work anyway, so you might as well do that. And then in 2 to 3 years, you got a nice little resume built up. If there's still no opportunity after 2 to 3 years to transfer to the United States, then I would exercise your option to go apply for grad school in the United States and try the visa route. It's just, I know you say the second cheaper but harder option. I don't know if it's harder because you have to work anyway, and then the harder option I would say is unnecessarily attending another 2 years of college. I think that would be harder. So they're both viable options. It's just which order you're going to do them in. I would get a job, United Kingdom, U.S. company, because it doesn't negate or exclude you from the second one, which is then your insurance policy is to go to grad school in the United States. And then what's the worst? You had 2 to 3 years real world working experience. You now have a master's degree from a United States accredited American university. Worst case scenario, you go back to the United Kingdom, or maybe Australia. I mean, then, I know you're fixated on the United States. I really strongly recommend you visit Seattle and San Francisco before wanting to live there. That would definitely be worth the $2,000 or $3,000 trip. Flying to Seattle, drive down, check it out, drive back. Say, oh my God, this shit sucks. And then you're like, I can't wait to live in Texas. You wear a cowboy hat. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. I know you don't want to. I know you'd like to come to the United States right off the bat, but try to see if you can get here without having to go to grad school. And then the worst case scenario, 4 to 5 years from now, you got a master's degree, 2 to 3 years working experience. I think you'll be able to find a job anywhere. May not be in the United States, terribly sorry, but you're not going to starve. You'll be sitting pretty, and then the world will be your oyster. You might have to settle for Canada, Australia, where else could you go? You could go anywhere. You just sit on a beach in Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, someplace. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, ASOConsulting.com. We'll see you all later. Tools.